On behalf of everyone at WNET, congratulations to Steve Adubato and the Caucus Educational Corporation on 25 great years of broadcasting.
Hi, I'm Bob Iaculo. United Water believes that all citizens need to be informed about the important issues that affect their daily lives. That's why we're proud to support programming produced by the Caucus Educational Corporation and their partners in public television.
This special edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Tisch WNET studios at Lincoln Center. Funding has been provided by Meridian Health, Wells Fargo, Qualcare Inc., a local managed care company covering 750,000 New Jersey residents, NJIT, New Jersey Institute of Technology, Cohn-Resnick, providing accounting, tax, and advisory services for more than 90 years. NJ Best, New Jersey's 529 college savings plan. Turn a dream into a degree. Berkeley College. And by Verizon Communications. Promotional support provided by the Star Ledger and NJ.com, Everything Jersey. And by the New Jersey Business and Industry Association and its monthly magazine, New Jersey Business.
This is One-on-One.
When you first heard that they were doing Charlie Rose and Gayle King, didn't you go, what?
People like laughing at others, so I don't mind if the other is me.
See, you go right into the character. That's what it is.
I'm bringing families together a half an hour each week. Man, I'm doing something special.
And so I do feel successful.
They're in everything.
Hi, I'm Steve Adubato. You'll see why I'm laughing in a second. We want to offer, we're at the WNET studios. I'm laughing because we have a terrific guest for the first time. Well, hopefully it will not be the last time. You'll recognize him on camera. He is Joe Pantoliano, otherwise known as Joey Pants. He's an actor, advocate. He's the founder of No Kidding, Me Too. You may recognize him from his work on The Sopranos, so many other terrific, The Matrix, Risky Business, The Fugitive, Eddie and the Cruisers. You are terrific, and I want to thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Steve. I'm glad to meet you.
And this book called Asylum. Set up the book. New York Times best-selling author. What's the book about?
Asylum is a memoir about the last 40 years of my existence. You know, I wrote my first memoir in 2002, and that was called Who's Sorry Now, about the first 18 years of my life. It was a comic look at getting through a dysfunctional family, and I did okay.
You too?
Yeah, no kidding, me too. But what happened was, as my career started flourishing, and I got everything that I thought was imaginable, beyond my imagination. I followed my bliss. I got everything I ever wanted. And I had this emptiness that was kind of motivating my whole life. I thought that if I could become an actor, that this feeling would go away. If I could find, you know, love, making love to movie stars, but that feeling would go away, and it wouldn't go away. So I needed to drink more, or I needed to do more. I needed to make it go away, and I was sitting on top of this candy hill, and it wouldn't, and I needed to kill it or kill me, and I was dumbfounded that I would want to even have those thoughts, and that was the end. That was the bottom. That was like do or die. And as I came to understand that I had a mental disease that was not of my own nature, that it was gifted to me from my mother's side of the family. And then it was then I realized that my mother had what I had, that it wasn't willful, that she didn't want to get better, that she had this same diseasiness that she couldn't make go away. And so Asylum is the story of how I found Hollywood to be my asylum, that if I could go to Hollywood and become this actor, that I would find serenity. And you know, all you really need for an asylum is an empty room and the right kind of people. And I think Hollywood is where all the really crazy people go.
Right. But what's interesting is, by the way, when we we were laughing in part because we were talking about some of the people you've worked with in the past, and one of them we talked about was Joe Pesci, who I tell you makes me laugh and then scares the hell out of me in an interview I did with him recently. But one of the things in the book that you talk about, when you talk about this clinical depression that you were diagnosed with, and how honest, how candid, how vulnerable that you've been in talking about it, how you've created a not-for-profit organization dedicated to helping others.
Yeah.
How we're about to see a clip from a documentary on this subject. What struck me is that you talked about certain addictions that have manifested themselves in your life, and let's just go through some of them. Alcohol, drugs, and then you talk about sex, and you got into fame.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking,
shopping.
Shopping.
Shoplifting. Yeah, fame. Fame was...
Addicted to fame?
I was addicted to the idea of it. I was addicted to that if I could get inside the TV set in my mother's bedroom, you know, I would see these Italian Americans inside the TV, Perry Como, Frank Sinatra, and I thought that and Frank Capra, my dad was like, he's Italian. You know, don't forget, I'm talking about the 50s and 60s, and that if I could get inside that black and white television set, that I was going to be okay. It would be my asylum, my cocoon. An asylum is in a place of peace and comfort. It's where you go to be protected. It has, you know, that double entendre. It could mean crazy, or
Yes.
it can mean peace and serenity. So, yeah, I mean, look, what happened in 2008, that was insanity, where these guys thought the more money they could have,
Right.
the more power they could have, that they would be perfect, you know? And they took us down with them.
Didn't work that way.
Yeah.
Joe, can we see a clip from this documentary, No Kidding Me Too? Let's take a look at a clip and we'll keep talking with Joey.
When I discovered that I was diagnosed with clinical depression, I felt almost euphoric because I had something to blame it on, that it wasn't my fault.
They tried to make me go to rehab.
I was diagnosed with clinical depression in 8th grade.
I suffer from depression.
I'm depressed.
Bipolar.
I'm paranoid schizophrenic. Suffered traumatic brain injury in Iraq.
ADHD.
Also post-traumatic stress disorder.
24-carat examples of mental disease that was controlling their life.
I kept cutting and I kept cutting more.
Alcoholic.
Pop top and drink another beer.
I shoplifted a lot.
You're helping a lot of people there, Joe.
Well, you know what I wanted to do for a very long time is take the mystery out of mental uneasiness. We all have it. Mental dis-ease is something that's troubling you. It puts you in a bad mood. It puts
Why
you
do
in
you
a
call it,
sad
excuse
mood.
me to interrupt me, why do you call it dis-ease?
Because it's the opposite of ease. You know, it's a dis-easiness. It's something you can feel, but you can't put your finger on it. I want to make the discussion of mental dis-ease cool and trendy. I want kids to be proud of their sensitivity and to think it's cool talking about that instead of being proud of having their own dope dealer. You know, the one thing that I discovered when I was on the road to recovery was that I wasn't alone, is that tons of people feel the way I feel when I feel it, that I was supposed to feel the sadness. I've been avoiding these feelings my whole life, or I've been sublimating them through the characters that I played on stage in the movies. But the fact is that there was no shame in having this disease. And a mental illness diagnosis is tantamount of like having cancer. I take an antidepressant every morning, along with taking a statin for my cholesterol. But nobody goes, you know, Joey Pants he's got high cholesterol. Don't tell anybody.
They got to cover their mouth.
Yeah, and so the more we talk about this, the more we simplify the concept of it, the fact that that we all live with it. It's not the 1 in 4 that have it. It's we all are going to have it.
But Joe, let me ask you, that's why No Kidding Me Too strikes me as a very powerful message, not just an interesting way to say it. Your very tough guy characters actors and friends that you're with, Frankie Vincent, who's been with us before, Joe Pesci, who's been with us before, so many just say The Sopranos. You played Ralph Cifaretto, right? Mm-hmm. Just those guys, just for my purposes. James Gandolfini. Any reaction from them? Are they positive?
No, of course. No,
don't say of course, because I don't know.
Oh, no. You know, everyone has come to my aid. I mean, look what Tommy Lee Jones said on the cover. His quote is at the very front.
Joey has written a brave, fascinating book. It is astonishing what people will put themselves through for the privilege of acting. Maybe we just can't help it. Tommy Lee Jones.
So he's saying, no kidding, me too.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean, if you go, I did a bunch of PSAs with Harrison Ford and Anthony Edwards saying that we're going to make the discussion around mental disease cool and trendy because we all know what it feels like. You know what it feels like. And the fact that somebody is saying, just let's talk about it, the kid that killed all those kids up in Connecticut, he's a victim as much as the little kids that he killed because nobody would help. He didn't know he was alone. He thought he was alone.
Right.
He had video games. You know, I just got booked. I'm doing a new video game with there's 4 of us. It's Ray Liotta, Chaz Palminteri, Michael Madsen, and me. You know, and I was like, I'm conflicted. You know, it's like I know that kids are addicted to these games, and this is a game that the kid was watching. He was, you know, watching it, and the evidence is that he'd go into a classroom and empty out. He would shoot the kids and then drop the cartridge just like they do in the video game. You know, so it's like you feel like, well, I'm ambiguous, but I got to feed my family too.
Delicate balance, but Joe, I want to tell you you're doing a great public service. Folks, go out and get the book Asylum. Joe Pantoliano, I want to thank you for joining us on public television.
Thank you very much.
Open invitation. Stay with us. We'll be right back here from Lincoln Center. Thank you, Joe.
No, my pleasure.
If you would like more information on this program or if you'd like to express an opinion, email us at info@caucusnj.org. Visit us online at oneonone.org or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Steve Adubato, PhD.
She really needs no introduction. She is Wendy Williams. She's the host of the Wendy Williams Show. She has been renewed to 2014.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Steve. It's nice to see you again.
How you doing?
How you doing? I'm doing well. We're in our 4th season, and you know things are going well.
I'm so proud of you. We're all proud of you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Did you think? And by the way, we had you a few years ago at our one-on-one studio in New Jersey. It's great to have you at our Tisch WNET studios here.
It's fab.
It isn't it, right?
Uh-huh.
Not too far away from where you do your gig?
Yeah. Well, we used to be a little bit closer to you. We were on 53rd in Hell's Kitchen. But we are HD this season. We weren't HD before, so instead of doing the technical things that would be needed to make our old studio HD, the powers that be believed in us enough that we moved to Chelsea. We have a bigger studio, a bigger space. We share the building with Rachel Ray, which is always very nice. And my studio audience holds more people, and there's just more of everything.
Now, it's so interesting. We're going to go with a clip in just a minute. One of the segments you do that everyone loves, I need to say my wife loves you. And, then and it's so interesting. My son, who was 20 and a student at Fordham, and I think of all the people in between that like you. Your demo is a fascinating demo.
It is.
It crosses age, gender, race, what else? Everything, no?
Yeah. It's everybody. And
why?
It's the way I've always been. Even growing up in Ocean Township, you know, I'm Jersey born and bred.
You are a Jersey girl.
I grew up in Ocean Township, New Jersey, which is a central Jersey, a suburb of New York, closer to New York than Philly. And, you know, my mom and dad
both college academics.
Both college academics, double masters. They're still married for 55 years. They're retired and they live in Miami. And I have an older sibling and a younger brother. But I grew up, fortunately, in a very stable, solid middle-class household. And I was only one of 4 blacks to graduate from my Ocean Township High School in 1982. And I've always been black and proud, but I've always attracted everybody. It's not by design, it's just the way I was raised. And the show and my audience is an absolute reflection of my entire life.
And that's what happens when one of the segments that we're about to show, Ask Wendy.
Yes.
And they do ask you just about anything?
Yes. We talk about everything, sex, race, everything.
Yeah, well, I have no idea what they're going to ask you now, but we're going to see it.
Okay.
The Wendy Williams Show, Ask Wendy. Let's go.
All right, everybody, welcome back. It's time for Ask Wendy. How you doing?
Hi, Wendy. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How can I help?
Well, my name is Kim, and there's this girl who lives in my building who I think is trying to hook up with my man. Every time I see her and sees him from across the hall or whatever, she'll do the shoulder touch and the hair flip and the very strong eye gaze. And one time...
Okay, she's not trying. She's doing it. Like, she's very effective. Because those are all the things that I tell girls when you want to flirt. You flip. Yes. Mm-hmm.
How much does that woman want to be on TV?
You know...
They want to be part of the show.
Well, I call my studio audience my co-hosts. They are a part of the show. They feed my spontaneity, and they are just the mood of the show. We ask them to dress in colors, bring your best smiles, be fabulous and fashionable. And Ask Wendy is really a time where people... they express their vulnerability because, of course, once you talk about your mother-in-law or your husband who doesn't want to have sex with you anymore, now you have to go back to your friends. And sometimes
the husband.
And the husband. And sometimes I think people forget that they're on TV. But I take Ask Wendy very seriously. You
know what concerns me is my wife celebrating her, she's celebrating her 40th, and together with her girlfriends, they are looking to come to your show. And what I worry about is that she will get up and say something. Is the ultimate narcissist? I'm worried she's going to get up during Ask Wendy.
Yes.
And say something about me. And then you're going to say something like that.
But I say it like I mean it.
But guys get hurt.
You gotta bust a few eggs to make a good omelet. No, you know.
You say that a lot. I like that.
Well, but you know, it's true. And Ask Wendy has been a common thread in my whole career. I used to do it on radio. As you know, I come from radio.
Yep.
I was in
WBLS.
WBLS. I worked at WPLJ. Right? I worked at Hot when it was 103 back in the 80s, and then 97 when it made hip hop. And to me, radio was my first love. And I did Ask Wendy there. And when I got the TV show, the people who produced the show for me, Deb Bar Mercury, they said, we want to take the radio show and all the great elements that make you great on radio, and we want to put that on TV. So we have Ask Wendy. We have Hot Topics. Hot Topics is, I would talk about the celebrities and go through the magazines when I had my radio show, and I would also interview various people. So
a lot of people upset. Can we do Hot Topics and then we'll talk? Got a wig line we'll talk about.
Yes, the Ask Wendy book, by the way, is coming out.
Is the book coming out when?
May 7th. It's my 6th book, or yes, my 6th book.
I read the first 2.
Yeah, and the ones, the follow-up, the first.
Yeah, because I read the first 2. What was after that?
Well, the first 2 were New York Times bestsellers, including my autobiography.
Yeah, I was going to say your autobiography.
And then I wrote 3 novels following a heroine by the name of Ritz Harper, who happens to be a really deliciously devilish radio personality in New York, who goes through a lot before she finally gets her talk show. She's not very nice, but really fun to write about.
Okay.
And I would love to take that to some place like, an Oxygen or something and turn that into something. We have a production company now.
6th book is called?
Ask Wendy.
Coming out?
At May 7th. And it's comprised of letters from my Wendy watchers and me giving the honest truth as I know it.
Can we see a little bit of the TV version of Ask Wendy?
Yes.
Real quick. Ask Wendy on TV.
I'm really excited about the new season of American Idol, which starts tonight at 8 o'clock on Fox. It's 2 hours tonight and then 2 hours tomorrow. And is it terrible to say that I'm not really looking forward to the competition as much as I am what goes on with Mariah Carey and Nicki Minaj? Is that you too? Are you a little embarrassed to admit that too? And she said no.
Now, during Hot Topics, have you ever had one of your celebrity friends reach out for you and say, Wendy, you hurt me?
Not you. I hurt them, but certainly to clear up. And that's the great thing about being live out of New York at 10 a.m. Our production schedule is, we're live Monday through Thursday, and then we tape Friday's show on Thursday afternoon. It's great because I have a 3-day weekend. But Fantasia Barrino is one of those people.
Yeah,
who
I
called
remember
up.
that.
Aretha Franklin has called up before.
What an honor.
Lisa Vanderpump from Beverly Hills has called before.
Yeah.
Sure, people.
Bro, didn't you have a very famous? I checked it out on the radio. One of the most famous things you had was with Whitney. No.
Whitney Houston.
That was a big one.
Yeah, I never met Whitney in my entire life and never had a conversation with her. That one conversation will forever be, I guess, cemented
worldwide.
in history.
You wrote about that too.
I did. I wrote about it. I talked about it, and unfortunately, I never got a chance to meet her. But the thing that we have in common is that we are the same age. We struggle to have a child. We struggle through addiction, both coming from loving households whose parents care about us. And I just thought one day we'd meet, and we might be sober, and we wouldn't say one word to each other, just kind of hug and nod and walk off.
So many people look to you. When you made the move to television, and you were so successful on radio, I thought, wow, why is she doing this first?
Yeah.
Because she's at the top of her game.
In the radio, I know.
And you didn't keep a foot in radio, which blew me away.
I know.
I got to tell you, it blew me, and not just me, a lot of people. And you put all your eggs in that basket. It looked like you were. And at first, I was checking this show out. I said, okay, all right.
Mm-hmm. I get it.
It has improved.
Yes.
And is off the charts now.
Yes.
When it first came out,
yes.
Were you saying to yourself, this is it? Or did you say to yourself, it has to get a lot better?
Well, we knew
I'm being just very...
Yes, no, we knew that it would have to get a lot better. I mean, our show...
Did you take it over at that point and start having a real strong hand in it?
Well, yes. Well, I'm one of the executive producers.
Yep, I see that.
David Perler, and my husband, Kevin, we are the executive producers, and we... we started off as a 6-week sneak peek. In other words, if it worked, I'm on my way. If it didn't, well, I'm still in radio. And for the summer of 2008, I was doing the television show for the 6-week sneak peek, and then I'd get off the TV and I'd go right to my radio show. What I found with radio is that as opposed to people, the powers that be, the decision makers, being happy for me and understanding that, I would love to do both, and I will give you my all still here at radio. It's, I'm not going to blow it off. Put it this way.
Were they rooting for you?
No.
Because?
Good answer, or good question. So when I found out that we had a first season at the end of our 6-week sneak peek.
They were giving you another shot.
They were
giving you a full shot.
They're giving me the full shot on TV. And I stayed in radio, but I knew that my plan was, when we went on the air to start our first season, that I'd be leaving radio, and that I would just have to leave it up to the powers that be. I of course believe in a higher power, and sometimes you just have to take a risk. And I've never been scared in my life to take risks, Steve. And I think that a lot of times, people who are scared miss out on a lot.
But when you were getting the early criticism,
yes,
and the critics,
yes,
were coming out of the woodwork,
yes,
was there a part of you that said, I think I made a mistake?
No.
You have that much confidence in yourself.
I have that much confidence in myself, but you also have to have the right team around you. If you don't have the right team around you, failure is imminent. I'm only one woman, and I am open to suggestion. I like to think that I'm not so big-headed on my own talent that I don't take suggestion, whether it would be, colors, the proper colors to wear. I mean, because when you're on TV, particularly as a daytime talk show host, there are so many things that are critical. The positioning of the audience, the colors of the chair, the colors that I wear, which hair looks better on TV in terms of color. If you
what do you mean, which hair?
Well, I wear wigs. What? But if you saw me come into the city today, I'm in a white hot blonde wig because I can't wait for summer. White hot blonde.
Not the same hair you have on for public television?
No.
Is this your public television wig?
This is my TV wig, and I'll tell you what this is. Very blonde hair is very fuzzy on TV.
Okay.
Whereas browner, warmer colors are shinier and better. As a daytime talk show host, I can't have fuzzy hair. it's just, you just don't do things like that. You know, you wear sensible shoes and, you know, sit like a lady. And
oh, that's you and Magic right there?
That's me and Magic Johnson. I really enjoyed meeting
I'm sorry for
him.
doing it. I just see Magic. I just got thrown off.
Yeah, we had the best time. I've met so many wonderful people.
You have.
From Donald Trump to Halle Berry and Magic Johnson. I've cooked with people that I admire so much, like Guy Fieri, and, you know, look, me and Selma Hayek. And people come to the show and they let loose. It's
fun.
Yes, it is fun.
It is fun. By the way, the wig thing.
Yes.
Because you know how many times I've seen you on the show, you're like, wait a minute, and you're looking at the camera, because you do the same thing I do. I'm so vain.
Yeah.
I'll look out of the corner of my eye, and you'll go, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I've seen you adjust your wig.
Well, yeah, I shift them.
What's up with that?
Well, because sometimes I will find that, you know, I'll feel it sliding back a little bit, even though they're secured very well, and I will.
I'm going to do mine right now.
Just shift and adjust. If my partner's
Hold on, you just did that. Don't do that. That freaked me out.
Scary, right?
Don't do that.
But here's the thing. I wear wigs because I have thyroid disease, but I've turned something that's possibly negative, especially, you know, for a woman to be having thinning hair, into a positive. I've been wearing wigs every day, probably for the past 13 or 14 years of my life. Certainly, if I had a smaller personality and a smaller frame, then my thinner hair would be perfect. But I'm a very statuesque woman. You know, I'm a hardy, robust girl.
You're a beautiful woman.
And I need hair that matches not just my physicality, but my personality.
You make it work.
Yeah. I'm having a wig line come out.
Yeah,
too.
tell me about, so the wig line is called?
Wendy Williams Hair World. And what I love about it is that, you know, girls these days, black, white, whatever age, everybody's putting a little magic into their hair. Tracks, weaves, you know, but wigs are like a bad word to women because they signify old or bald or something like that. But I tell you, the easiest way to change your look and keep the hair that you have underneath healthy, or as healthy as possible, is to wear wigs.
You're helping so many people.
Well, you know.
You are. And everything you do.
I like to spread the word.
You spread the word. We are proud and happy to have you on public television. We wish you nothing but the best in your television career, and just keep doing it. And your new book's coming out again?
May 7th. Ask Wendy.
Ask Wendy. Well, we asked Wendy and we got the answers. I want to thank you very much.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating 25 years of broadcast excellence in partnership with St. Joseph's Healthcare System. Funding has been provided by Meridian Health, Wells Fargo, Qualcare Inc., NJIT, New Jersey Institute of Technology, Cone Resnick, NJ Best, Berkeley College, and by Verizon Communications. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.